Hi everyone! Merry Christmas Eve and welcome to Everything Spice. My name is Tanya. Well, this is it. This is the final day, the final stretch. Ain't going back. Ain't going back. So, today in Everything Spice, we are wrapping it up with a big day of baking. Just like yesterday. But this day, we're going to show you this wonderful recipe that I have. I have two recipes actually that I want to share with you. It is fudge two ways. Who doesn't like a good fudge? I'm not guilty. I like fudge. Now, the recipes that I have today, one is going to be complicated, one's going to be easy. Because sometimes you need a little bit of both in your life, right? So I have two recipes today I'm going to share with you. And one of them is from my dearly departed friend, Lorraine. And she made a foolproof fudge. And you can tell by the marks on it, I've used it quite a bit. And this is the fast fudge. And then I got this recipe, believe it or not, from the Hershey's Company, Family Favorites, 1975, hello. And this is called Hershey's Milk Chocolate Fudge. And this is the kind of fudge that my mother liked and my mother enjoyed. So we're gonna do one for Mom and one for Lorraine. And so it's like, what? Take your pick day, right? So it's fudge two ways. The easy way and the more complicated. But either way you stir the pot, it's gonna be fabulous. So let's start with the easy one. Let's get it out of the way. I have a pan here, an 8-inch pan. I believe it's 8 by 8. And it's lined with aluminum foil, and then you can either butter it, I sprayed it, and then any excess I wiped out with paper towel. Okay, so that's ready to rock and roll. I have a can here of sweetened condensed milk. Any brand will do. This is the brand I choose. I have 3 cups of chocolate chips. I have a bag of regular milk chocolate and a cup of dark chocolate. Going in. This is how complicated this recipe is. Thank you, Lorraine. My mother was not a fan of sweetened condensed milk. That's why she liked it the old-fashioned way. All you do is pour this lusciousness into the pan with the chocolate. And the heating of the two elements are going to make this recipe sing. So put it on low. You don't want to burn any of it. You don't want to burn the milk, so you don't want to burn the chocolate. So it has to be low and slow because we're not making the other fudge. And then I'm going to show you how the other fudge is made. So let me just heat and stir these two ingredients. And it's already starting. I had the oven already heated on low. Come over and see. Come to the pot. Look at that. And that's it. And the other two ingredients, some walnuts or pecans, whatever nuts that you want, and a teaspoon of vanilla. But this comes after this is all heated. Once this is melted, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how easy Lorraine's fudge is. Fudge, it's giftable. It's party ready, baby. It's already got its tux and tie, right? So stay tuned for Everything Spice where we do fudge two ways today. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. All right, we're back. Now, look at that. Look how thick and rich and glossy that is, right? But we're gonna make it even better. We're gonna shut the heat off. Remember, this is the first fudge. And half a cup of nuts to a cup. I'm putting half a cup. Put that in. A teaspoon of vanilla makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. So, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract is going in the pot. Off heat. It has to go off heat. Then you're going to stir the pot up, okay? Stir all of this in off heat. And it gets nice and difficult. And difficult. Yeah, boy, it does. Keep going with it until it loses kind of like its shine. You keep stirring it and stirring it until it kind of loses its shine. Make sure that it's incorporated completely. I'm going to show you a little bit. See how it's doing that? It's losing some of its shine now. Keep going, or get yourself a strong man to do it. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, I know, it was on low, so it's not burning me or anything, if that's what you're worried about. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. All right, so once, and it's gonna get tougher and tougher to stir this. Look at that. Look at this. Yeah. Now, you've got to get this into the pan as soon as possible. ASAP. So let's do it. Get rid of it into the pan. You're not dividing it, you're pouring it in. And remember, it has to be a buttered pan or a spray pan, because otherwise it'll stick to the aluminum foil and we don't want that. So put it in. And look how beautiful, and just, I mean, it's gonna be amazing. This is the fast fudge. In a uno momento, I'm gonna show you the more complicated fudge. Look at my pan. Is it old enough or what? Yeah, it is, but I like these older pans. Now the new ones ain't good, but sometimes you get a lot more mileage out of these older ones. Just saying. All right, just gonna get the last of it. I don't want to leave any of this gorgeousness behind. And then you're gonna flatten it out. Okay, that's why you gotta stir it, because you don't want anything burning. Nothing worse than burnt chocolate. Ugh. At least to me anyway. Okay, let's smooth it out and even it out. Look at that, it's amazing. Okay, we're gonna even it out and then put it into the refrigerator to harden. This takes sometimes a while to happen. The next step will be cutting it up. But this is so delicious and giftable. Thank you, Lorraine, for your recipe. It's so easy and wonderful. Miss your girlfriend. All right, and the next one we're gonna do in the series of Fudge-Two ways is the complicated one. It's not impossible. Come on now, come on now. Let's not give up before we even begin. But look how pretty this is. Look how pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Chocolate fudge in basically minutes. And then you're gonna cut it up into squares and give it as a gift. Tell me that ain't fab-boo. I'll show you on the other side the other fudge. Mama's fudge is next on Everything Spice. Hi everyone, welcome back. Okay, so what we're doing today is we're finishing up the evening with Hershey's milk chocolate fudge. So we did the easy one, and that's hardening in the fridge. And now we're going to do the Hershey's. A little more complicated, but not really. We don't, you know, I was looking at the recipe, looking it over, and we don't need any thermometer, candy thermometer. We don't need no stinking thermometer, so that's good. So in this bowl of lusciousness, right? Ooh, looks so sugary, so rich, and it is. All right, so what we have here is 1 1/4 cups of sugar and a 1/4 cup of butter or margarine, 4 tablespoons, okay? We're gonna put in 3/4 of a cup of evaporated milk. Here we go. Not sweet and condensed. This is the kind that can boil, and we need to boil this in the pan versus, you know, a simmer, niceness, little gentleness. This is gonna be boiling. But still an easy recipe from Hershey's. 1975, right? All right, so we're gonna mix all this together, and then we're gonna add marshmallow cream, the whole jar. There is a difference between marshmallow cream and marshmallow fluff. If you buy the marshmallow fluff by accident, what do? Do we cry? Do we pray to the gods that it changes to marshmallow cream? No, we don't. No, we don't, folks. We use it. Whatever we got, right? Now, baking is a science versus cooking is a method. But still, fluff and marshmallow cream, although they are different, can be interchangeable in this recipe. I just won't tell anybody, okay? I won't say nothing if you don't, but I just so happen to have marshmallow cream, so yeah, we're gonna use it. I'm gonna put it all in. And put it all in the jar. All this lusciousness. It is amazing. When I was a kid, I used to love marshmallow fluff and peanut butter. It was like the greatest sandwich in the world was peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. Today, I don't eat that stuff, but I still remember the memory. And every time I open up a jar of marshmallow, it brings me back. It brings me back to those sandwiches. And I still make those sandwiches for my kids once in a while. My kids are starting to like the marshmallow, the peanut butter marshmallow versus just jelly and peanut butter. They're expanding their horizons, my friends. Yeah. We can all do that, right? This is what these cooking channels are for. It's really to help you to get ideas and inspiration for your own meal times. Because when I was a kid, I'll tell you what, God rest her soul, but my ma, I'll tell you what, she did not bake. She would make a cake out of a box and frost it. And sometimes it would just be what it was, you know what I'm saying? But it was, you know, at least we had that. I'm not complaining, at least we had that. But she did not bake, God bless her. And she would buy food, you know what I mean? Buy baked goods, buy pies, whatever. Now I thought when my kids, I wanted to be a well-rounded mom. Where you do canning, where you do all those things. I admired that. I admired that in other people. And I wanted that for my children because, let's face it, the more they're exposed to other cultures and other foods, they're going to continue that when they get older. Hopefully, with their children. So, baking, I find it to be just so therapeutic and lovely. I just love it. It's something that I just absolutely love to do. And now, I've mentioned before in my show, you might not have, heard about it, but I had the gastric sleeve. Not to bypass the sleeve. But that has changed my eating habits and the way that I approach food. Not in a bad way, mind you. Because I've lost 65 pounds, baby. 65 pounds. Yes, in about 6 months. So that's a good thing, especially health-wise. It's not about the size of a scale. But I'll tell you what. It has changed my approach to food. But it hasn't changed my love of cooking and baking that. And I still love to do that. Because people will remember, perhaps, a meal that you made, but they will never forget if you bake something for them. I just find that to be just so amazing to me. They will remember the effort that you put into this. And fudge is one of those things. Fudge is really special. It is something that a lot of times we focus on around the holiday season, the Christmas holiday season in particular. Because it's just so fancy, right? It's not something you eat every day. Come to the pot. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm just stirring away, talking nonsense in a jar. But look how pretty this looks. The marshmallow combined with the butter, combined with the sugar. It's just creating something like magique. Just something magical. There's something magical about the holiday season. This is Christmas Eve where we are. And I just find fudge to be just such a nice memory. My mom bought fudge. She loved it and she would buy it. And when I'd make it for her when I was older, she just wanted me to make it all the time, you know? So I'm just gonna keep mixing and mixing. Now, there is nuts that I've, taken and just cracked them myself. They were whole and I just played around with them. A cup of that, half a cup, whatever, and vanilla, any brand, teaspoon. That comes off the heat, just like the other one. So what we're gonna do, I think the recipe, what it says here, is once it comes to a boil, you gotta let it come to a boil where bubbles appear all over the top, boil and stir for 5 minutes, right? Once it starts boiling, we'll time it for 5 minutes, stir it. Then you remove it from the heat and you add your chocolate chips. So we're gonna put 2 cups of chocolate chips. Any brand will do. Then stirring completely until it's melted and blended. Add your vanilla and your chopped nuts, and then you pour into the 8x9 square pan. There you go. Simple, but a little bit more complicated than the other one. I'm gonna make another one too. Got vanilla on my mind. I might do a vanilla fudge. So we'll see. I'm gonna do a white chocolate fudge, I should say, not a vanilla fudge, a white chocolate fudge. But I think I'm gonna do it with a sweetened condensed one. But you make your choice, which one you like better. All right, let me keep stirring and boiling it up. And when we come off the heat, then I'll come back and we'll show you what to do. Hang with me, friends. It's Christmas Eve, baby. All right, we're back. Now this is it. See, You gotta stir, stir, stir to the edges, and it's actually increased in volume. And it is a little bit more labor intensive. You are stirring for 5 minutes, but that's not too bad. Look at it, look at the outcome of all that delicious stirring. Stir, stir, stir until the timer goes off. Then we take it off, okay? So we got a few seconds, and here it is, right on time. Shut it off. Move it off the heat, okay? Stir it a bit. Got the 2 cups measured of chocolate chips. Throw it in. Okay. And what's going to happen is, it looks like heavy cream, doesn't it? Look what it's doing. It's going to melt all of that chocolate. So I'm going to stir it up. And you can leave it for a minute too, just to let it melt, right? And now we're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla, good vanilla extract. I don't use artificial. I just don't. I never did. I know they say there's no difference in baking, but for real, I just like the real deal. Nuts. Woo, there we go. Mix it all in. Keep stirring. And look how beautiful that's looking. Okay, come over here, my friends. Look at that. And it's gonna start turning really glossy and real chocolatey really fast. And you're gonna keep stirring this beauty up until all the chocolate's melted. And then we have our prepared pan, okay, that we are going to use. What I did was I sprayed it and wiped the excess off of this. So then it'll be easy to lift afterwards, okay? And then when it's all said and done, you're gonna put it in the refrigerator, and you are gonna have giftable amazingness to give your friends and your fams. But you can also serve it at your party. If you're having a holiday party, or get this, how about a great hostess with the mostest gift? Bring fudge. Trust me, they're overworked. When they're hosting a holiday party, your friends and family, whoever it may be, even if it's an acquaintance, they're busting it out for you to have a great time. So why don't you show up with some fudge that you made yourself? How impressive would that be? I hope that you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, and join me next time for Everything Spice. Happy Christmas Eve, everyone. Enjoy this beautiful holiday season. Jesus is the reason for the season. But Merry Christmas to all of you out there. From my family and Everything Spice to yours. Be safe.